Hey guys, and welcome back to another vlog. So if you're new here, hi, hello. My name is Julianne. I am a Canadian and I've been living in Germany for the last 4 years. I'm currently right now in the middle of my apprenticeship for physiotherapy because physiotherapy, most people do it as an apprenticeship in Germany. A lot of things that would be university studies or college in Canada or the States, they're actually apprenticeships in Germany, which is really nice. So it's a really good mix of practical and theory. And I am halfway through. So I have another 1.5 years until my state exams and then I'm done. My next big set of exams coming up are actually in January, so I need to start preparing for that. And what I do to study for all of my theoretical classes, I use Anki, which is by far my favorite studying platform on my computer. So I have the app on my computer, but then there's also like Anki Web, which I then have on my phone. So if I want to study somewhere and I don't have my computer with me, then I can still study like my own flashcard decks. So one thing that I've been really good with this semester is keeping up with my Anki cards and putting all of the class notes that I have so far into Anki so that I can just like start studying them when I eventually start actually studying. For me, I always kind of split it up into 2 sections. So I always have like the preparation work, which is condensing my notes into flashcards and actually preparing it on Anki. And then the next and more mentally demanding part is actually studying those cards. And unfortunately, I haven't actually started doing that yet. I have done a little bit of review for previous semesters because at the end of my program in 1.5 years, when I have my big state exams, they test you on literally every single aspect, every single class since the beginning of your program. So I've done a little bit of review for that, but I need to start studying for the exams that are actually coming up in a couple months' time. There's a lot going on in my life right now and it's been a little bit time consuming. I have a big surprise coming up in a few weeks that I'll share with you guys. But kind of for that, I've been working on the flat, doing some like decluttering, and I've just been like slowly working on that this morning, and then the rest of today I'm just gonna focus on studying, writing out more of my flashcards, and that's kind of like what my focus is on right now. Alright, so I successfully studied a bit in my rheumatology class and also for my clinical reasoning class, which is kind of like orthopedics. I think it's going to take a bit of time to really get used to getting in the flow of studying and studying for longer periods of time. So how I was doing it is I would just learn 10 new cards, like 10 new flashcards. And, you know, some of them would be a bit easier, but other ones it took quite a bit of time to actually get them in my head. But I think it's better when I start slow so I don't get too overwhelmed. And I definitely think that only bringing in like 10 new cards at once is enough. Like, I wouldn't do more than 10 cards. But I also just noticed for a time I need longer breaks, and that's just gonna take some time to get used to actually get back into a rhythm. And eventually my goal is to really get into the Pomodoro method, which is when you're studying for 25 minutes and then you take a 5-minute break. And then every 4 cycles, then you take like a longer break. So you're studying for like 2 hours at a time, but you have like little breaks in between. Eventually I would like to get to that point because that's very efficient, obviously, for studying. But I think right now it's too soon and it would be overwhelming. So I think I need to gradually ease into it a little bit more. Something I recently got was Spotify. So I've had a Spotify account for a really long time now, but I didn't have like the premium, like I never paid for it. I just had the free version because on my computer when I would use it, because I would primarily use it on my computer, it didn't really matter if you had the premium or not. But I've really just noticed that in the last couple months that there's now advertisements on the website. Like if you have it on your computer, there's advertisements. And so me and my husband switched over to Spotify. And before he was using like Amazon Music or something, but they increased their monthly price quite a bit. And I mean, the only reason we had that was because we got one of those Echo Dots as a wedding present. And so to kind of go with it, you kind of needed Amazon Music. But Spotify has really good studying playlists. Like, they just have so many playlists. I've been really enjoying all of the autumn playlists on Spotify while I've been studying. One thing I have failed to find on Spotify though is good like instrumental playlists for studying. So right now it's okay because I'm not studying too intensely. You know, if people are like actually singing in the music, it's okay for now. But when I really need to focus and concentrate, then I think it's much better to have music without words, instrumental music. And for that, I actually really just like playlists that I find on YouTube. There are some, I'll have to find them for you guys. There's also a YouTube channel called The Dreamers, and they also have really nice classical music. Another really nice channel is called Nobody or Nobody Playlists. And they're definitely like dark academia style music, classical, but they also have other types of music too. It's not all just classical, but those playlists just on YouTube that are free, those are so good for like intense studying when you really need to focus and concentrate. But if you do know any really good studying Spotify playlists, then leave them in the comments below or let me know what kind of music you guys like to listen to when you're studying. Because I am always up for new music and new playlists.